Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, Runes of Ravencroft Dracula, issue number 1. One of the biggest disappointments I could possibly imagine in a comic book, man. For issue number 1 to be as good as it was, issue number 2 to be almost as good as it could have been, and this issue to just completely fall off, wow, that's terrible. Anyway, let's get talk about the poor unfortunate souls who worked on this book. Then we'll start talking about the book itself and where it went so horribly wrong. Frank Thierry on writing, Angel Unzenta. I'm sorry, that should come with a pronunciation. I'm genuinely sorry about messing up your name for 3 books in a row, brother. The art was beautiful, though. The art was beautiful, and that's all the modern-day art that Angel did. Stefano Landini did the flashback art. Rachel Rosenberg did all the colors. VC's Clayton Cowles on letters. Gerardo Sandoval and Romulo Fierro Jr. doing these beautiful covers. Bunch of people doing variant covers. Carlos Gambino does the gorgeous graphic design. Listen, my man, this book, it had Dracula in it, had Baron Blood in it, had the Weapon X project in it, had Jonas Ravencroft in it. I don't know where Kingpin went. He just like took one of those like ninja vanish pills and little smoke tablets, right, and just threw it on the ground. Fat man vanish, poof. But it wasn't enough, so I guess he grabbed like an entire crate and did that instead. I don't know, but like he just disappeared. He wasn't in this freaking book. Somehow he just completely disappeared out of this book. You know who did show up in this book? As if they were always here, freaking Iron Fist and Power Man, Luke Cage and Cap, what do you call it, Falcon, Sam Wilson. These guys just appeared out of nowhere, and they were always a part of this gig. What the frick happened? I swear to God, it feels like I missed a book. And you know what the freaking really messed up part about this is? People are going to believe they missed a book a year from now. They go back to try to read this. A month from now. All right? Because you've got 3 different issue number 1s. Nobody can tell which one is supposed to be which one unless you ask somebody and somebody makes sure to remember. You have no idea which one came first. You could be thinking there's supposed to be 4 issue number 1s. Oh wait, next month or next week we are getting another number 1. Regular Ravencroft, I guess an ongoing. And you know what? If you really wanted to make sure that I was not interested in reading that ongoing, all you had to do was make 3 issues before it that make absolutely no sense. Oh, wait, they did. I genuinely believe that more people would be interested in the Ravencroft issue number 1 that's coming out next week if they didn't even bother making these 3 issues. Because the first one, amazing. Carnage, freaking amazing. All right? And the order of the, books are in my description below. But the second book that came out, Sabretooth, where Sabretooth was barely in it, and he got punked. Yeah, I just didn't see that. Like it was good, but like the Sabretooth parts in there were so boring and typical of him being punked out, right? And then this issue, yeah, Captain America versus Dracula, so that's cool. It was a good little moment. But Cap doesn't have his round shield; he's got that old Battlestar heater shield. You know what I'm saying? And he's bouncing off a couple walls, and it suspends itself in midair for a couple seconds, and then comes and hits Dracula. That was dumb. Cap snatching bat form Dracula out of midair. That was hot. That I was happy with. And there was also a really great Bucky scene in here because there's some suggestions, some innuendo in here. He shows up. He's trying to rescue this lieutenant that was captured, Bud, right? This guy that just doesn't exist in the Marvel Comics, to the best of my knowledge. Anyways, he sees him and the guy's like, "Kill me! I'm an abomination." And then you just see Bucky kind of looking at him. The next time you see Bucky, and this is Bucky back in World War II days, next time you see him, he comes up to Cap. Yeah, what do you call it? He perished, basically. And they give the strong indicator that Bucky actually killed him. That's actually really great because this is Bucky, not the Winter Soldier. The modern day he's Winter Soldier, and he does show up in here. Freaking snatches the journal of Jonas Ravencroft out of Manwolf's hand. John turns into Manwolf. He starts walking down the hallway, really cool. Just get a book snatched out of his hand. His hand is up there, doesn't know what to do with his hand. Anyway, snatches the book, and then that's it. Like, there was no fight with freaking Manwolf. There was no fight whatsoever. But no, like that was a really cool, because it reminds me of the Ed Brubaker run with Winter Soldier, and it's the best version of Bucky. You got Captain America, who's the flag waver, the flag bearer, but he can't do that with bloody hands. So that's why Bucky is there. I love that that's how Brubaker made Bucky. No one should ever change that. Frank Thierry didn't change that. So that's awesome. I dug on that a lot. But as far as everybody else in this book, it didn't make sense that anybody else was in this book doing this stuff. They really should have given some kind of closure instead of giving us more questions going on. You know, you got issue number 1 coming out next week. It's supposed to be like an ongoing of some sort, and I don't really have that much interest in reading it. I might buy it. I might decide to read it. But for me, I'm thinking to myself, the first issue of this Ravencroft thing should be worth $25 online. Now, after reading this, it should go down to like $2. Yeah, below cover price. Because I was just not happy with this at all. Look, you're going to make a prequel book, and I hate the idea of sitting there saying this is how you're supposed to write a book, because I just simply don't have nearly as much experience as Frank Thierry, and I don't know what the issue was. I don't know if it was his call or Marvel's call, probably Marvel's call, where they're just like, oh, make 3 different issue number 1s before the actual issue number 1 comes out. No. What you do is you make a freaking prequel book and actually title it the prequel. Runes of Ravencroft, a prequel to the Ravencroft series, coming out on this date. You put that on the freaking cover of the book. It's fine. It's not going to hurt anybody. It's only going to help. It's only going to help. So anyway, you do that and you have 1 lousy book, not 3. 1 lousy book, Runes of Ravencroft, a prequel to the Ravencroft series. You make it a double-sized issue. You get rid of all the sloshy crap in the middle. You don't throw in new characters and disappear and ghost other characters that were there, and you freaking have some fun with it. Dude, anybody else read Absolute Carnage? Just happened. Anybody read Amazing Spider-Man ongoing? Dude, freaking Norman Osborn was just in that book as a patient in Ravencroft. He was delusional. He lost his freaking mind. All of a sudden, he's perfectly cured, and he's now in charge of Ravencroft, slapping John on the back, telling him, hey, Wolfie, hey, big bad wolf, want to see my teeth? Like, dude, what the hell is going on here? Actually, that was Mr. Hyde. Yeah, because he was in the book, too. There are all these people who are showing up. They're supposed to be, prisoners or mental patients showing up at Ravencroft. I'm sorry, does anybody remember that Ravencroft was destroyed? There is no Ravencroft right now. There's only the freaking basement. You can't start sticking people in the basement. We just discovered there's a basement. Where are you going to put them? It doesn't make sense. The crux of this comic book doesn't make sense. And with the advent of these new characters that just kind of show up and Kingpin that just kind of disappears, it's like, dude, what are you doing? What are you honestly doing? Because people are going to think a month from now, forget about a year from now, 10 years from now, next month, people are going to come and be like, oh, maybe I should grab these prequel books. There's only 3, right? They're going to read the first 2, get to the third one, and be like, well, I just missed a book. There must have been 4. There must have been a 4th one, right? I must be reading the 4th one, this Dracula one. There must have been another one in between. Maybe it was Mr. Sinister, what they should have done. But no, they didn't. They didn't. I don't know what they're supposed to do with this book. Even the whole Capwolf thing. They started just randomly talking about freaking Capwolf in here. Seriously. No. The Capwolf story with Steve Rogers was actually fairly decent. Dr. Druid and Wolverine were in it. It was pretty good, right? It wasn't great, but it was pretty fun. It's definitely memorable. You know what wasn't memorable? You know what nobody cares about? When Sam Wilson became Capwolf. Hey, you can ask Misty if you don't believe me. No, it's true, but I'm just saying that. Shut up! Throw those pages out. If this was a movie, the editors would have been like, that's editing on the cutting room floor, because screw this nonsense. Nobody wants to read this nonsense of people talking. Oh, man, Wolf, got a book. Took my book. I didn't see him coming. This was dumb. This was genuinely dumb. And is the biggest freaking disappointment of the week. Congratulations. You just won an award. Biggest disappointment of the week. To have 2 really good issues and then put this out. Highly disappointing. Seriously disappointing. I'm maybe 55% interested in getting issue number 1 of the regular Ravencroft title. If that does not absolutely blow me out of the water, I am not, and I'm not talking about, oh, it was actually pretty good, gut. Nope, not interested. I will not be getting issue number 2. You literally put yourselves on thin ice by putting out this issue. This was terrible. This was terrible. At least if this was put as a single issue prequel, you could say, here's all these crazy things. You don't really have to read this, but you could, because these are the things that people are going to be solving in the Ravencroft book, which would be awesome, but I'm just guessing at that because that's what I would do, but I don't know if that's actually what's going to happen in here because they don't bother telling us anything. Wow. Unfortunately, this book wasn't riveting enough for me to say, I trust you to just take the driver's seat. Oh no, I got my hands on the wheel. I always got my hands on a pistol grip, pump on my hands at all time, on my lap at all times. I'm so mad at how disappointing this book is, man. But I do want to Rage Against that Machine anyway. I'm out. I am going to actually listen to some Rage Against the Machine right now. Get myself happy. Read a couple of other good books. I'm gone. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.